Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am Stan Solo and I am here with none other than, oh geez, I should have got his name pronunciation first.
It's okay.
John from bigfatpanda.com. John, how are you today and welcome to the show?
Good. It's Saccheri and it's a really weird last name.
Saccheri. You know what? That's important because Ken has to say it during the introduction. So it's important for Ken to know it's Saccheri. Did I get it right?
You did.
All right, good enough. So let's find out. I think everyone listening to this show probably already knows John. And if they don't, then why don't you, for crying out loud? John's been around forever. He's the bigfatpanda.com guy. He has his YouTube channel, and you're going into something new. I guess it's not that new. You're making your show live?
Yeah, it is kind of new for me, actually. I always loved editing because I don't have to worry about if a booger comes out of my nose, I don't got to worry because it's not live. Now I've got to do it live because I can't get guests with the COVID to come to my house. So it's a necessary changing. And I'm enjoying it because I don't have the huge edit that takes me, like 6 hours afterwards. So, and it's nice to converse with the people live in live time. So I am liking it. Yeah. It took StreamYard for me to get comfortable with it.
Yeah, I do like the chat part of the live part.
Me too.
Yeah. If you're not, and I see people, they do their live shows and they don't even look at the chat. They don't acknowledge the chat.
Listen, I can actually I don't do that because I want the interaction, but I can understand that when you're trying to produce and do the show at the same time, it is hard to do it. Click here for the banner, click here for the logo. Look at the chat, look into the camera, talk to the people, look into the camera. Who did you miss in chat? And then you go to click the chat and it scrolls up and now you're clicking the wrong one. So it's a little, there's a lot of, it's like being the guy with the dishes and the poles and the dishes are spinning.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Or like my boss used to say, the boiling pots of water. Like a chef, you have to make sure none of the pots boil over. You got to have your hands in every pot. So
I agree with that. It's like me when I make tacos.
Yes. So your live show is is it on bigfatpanda.com or the YouTube channel?
You know what? Bigfatpanda.com does go right to my YouTube channel. There technically is no bigfatpanda.com. It's YouTube.
And that's Tuesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Correct.
Right. So you stole Grand Circle Tour's spot.
I killed myself to make sure that nobody's show, because no matter what day you go to, you steal someone's time. Because I bought Tuesday from the week people. I bought it. Tuesday's 8 o'clock is mine. I purchased it outright, and I'm kidding, obviously. But I did not know the Chris whatever.
Yeah, Grand Circle Tour.
Behind the ears. No. That was your show time? No.
Yeah, we were doing Grand Circle Tour was doing Tuesdays, but we were doing a bit earlier. So.
Okay, then I'm not responsible.
We were thinking about going later, but we're gonna be your pre-show now, so people can watch the Grand Circle Tour show live. We'll be like the warm-up act, and then you can go to the big show.
I wish we could do the pass-off, like the newscasters do.
Yeah. We're going to be as we're recording this. It's Tuesday, May 5th. That's important because some of the stuff we talk about may have changed or may have come out or be announced before we get to posting the show. So
it might change before the show's over.
Might change before the show's over because news is coming out quickly. We want to talk about some news. But yeah, so today we're going to be doing the live show for Grand Circle Tour, and I'll hand it off. I'll tell everyone in the chat. Okay, and I'll switch over to John's bigfatpanda.com and you can watch him now.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and then
the live show is hard to get the people. I've noticed.
It's not easy.
It's a whole different thing. Everybody's got to be around at the time you pick, and it's not an easy thing.
But you can watch them replay.
That's true.
It's not the same, but
I noticed YouTube doesn't advertise the replay as good as they do, like the first one. Like it's hard to find sometimes, and it takes like 24 hours to come on your channel.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Where does Big Fat Panda come from?
It actually comes from, I am a big guy, but it comes from Kung Fu Panda. If you watch the first Kung Fu Panda movie, DreamWorks, not even Disney, which it should be, at the end, the bad guy, the villain, says to him, "You're just a big fat panda." And he goes, "I'm not just a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda." And he punches him and pummels him, and he owns it. It was great. So I remember watching that movie coming out of the theater, buying BigFatPanda.com. And then a couple of months later, I noticed DreamWorks bought .net, .org. So I was kind of happy that I had it. They have never asked for it from me, so I'm glad, because I wouldn't sell it. But it's that's where I thought
you would sell it at this point.
I can't. Right, it's my livelihood now. I can't.
I know. You can't sell it now.
I mean, a couple million, yeah, but they're not offering more than $10.
Yeah. In case you want to come up with Big Fat Panda Part 5 or 4 or something like that, whatever number that. So John's sitting in the theater and he goes, "I got an idea. I'm going to change my name to Big Fat Panda, and I'm going to make YouTube channels, YouTube movies." What happened first? Were you doing the YouTube already, or did that come after?
No, that came after. I needed a title to get me into the YouTube stuff, and that was it. That made me start it, believe it or not.
Were you already thinking YouTube channel?
Yes, I was always thinking video, because I loved video as a kid, and I used to make the most horrible videos. I used to make videos that looked like the camera was on a bungee cord. And people yelling at me helped me. They'd be like, "John, stop moving the camera." And I realized, if you're focused in on something and people are watching it, stay with it. You don't have to show what's on the left and the right. Then I started to do the Panda Vision gimmick, where I filmed all the different angles and put them all together.
Which is great. I love Panda Vision.
So I figured a way to show everything without really moving the camera.
Just go through it 15 times and
pretty much
get the different angles. Or, buy a second camera and then you can.
So here's another thing nobody knows, and it's kind of funny, I guess. In Kung Fu Panda, the first one, when he's doing his exercises, the panda, he says, "Can you feel the thunder of the crazy feet?" And I actually bought also pandathunder.com because I liked the thunder of the crazy feet. It's weird, the little details that just stick out with me during a movie where it's just going over everybody else's head, and I'm like,
I get Panda Thunder Feet. Thunder Feet's going to be the next big thing. So you're living in Florida. How far are you from Walt Disney World?
About 30 minutes, maybe 25 minutes on a good day. Here's what's funny. It's very close to the Magic Kingdom, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But if I have to go to the Disney Springs, that's like 45, 50 minutes because of how big the property is.
Mm-hmm. So you, I guess that, okay, so you're more northern part then.
I'm northwestern. I'm in Claremont, Florida.
So do you hear anything happening at Magic Kingdom, or you're not that close, or do you leave the house ever?
No. We can hear, no, nowadays I haven't left the house.
Yeah.
But I mean, to go to the Walgreens, maybe the drive-thru. But I do hear the fireworks, yeah. So 30 minutes away, we can hear the fireworks at night. And it's
but you don't hear them nowadays?
No.
Okay.
That's kind of sad now that I think about it.
Well, I'm wondering, are they doing any testing or anything like that with
fireworks? What kind of podcast is this?
We're here to make you cry.
I realized I haven't heard the fireworks.
Or the Liberty Bell, or the train. We haven't heard the train.
You can see them too. Claremont is the only part of Florida that has hills, rolling hills. It's not flat. So the parking lot, let's say, of the where I live, the community is on a big hill, and you can watch the fireworks clearly from that hill, even though you're maybe 30 miles away, 25 miles away.
Okay. Oh wow. So that's.
But no, nowadays none, Stan.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I thought maybe they were doing like testing with different colors of fireworks or something. I guess not, eh?
I actually would hear them if they were. There's no test going on there. Yeah. But they could be going on at Epcot that I don't know. I don't think I know.
Oh yeah. Those. Yeah. Now, is there anything happening at the parks now? Like, is there?
I've seen some aerial photos, and it looks like the painting of the castle has either stopped very close to finished, or they have finished it. And the blue, remember the blue was fading? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. They want to make it more of a pinkish hue.
But it was like Disneyland. No. But the blue turrets that are normally this bright royal blue were really, like, I'd walk into the park and go. I went to guest relations. I was one of those. Like, are you serious? Like, what do you mean, sir? How can we help you? Do you see the castle? Are you not looking? Are we all not looking at it? I couldn't believe how light blue faded they became.
Mm-hmm.
So the blue turrets look amazing, and I do see some of the light pink, and I have to tell you, I'm a fan. I didn't know it would be. It looks nice.
Yeah. It seems to be almost the same color pigments that they're using at Disneyland when they redid did the castle there.
Does look similar. I think because our castle is shaped so differently, I'm liking it even more.
Yeah, the Disneyland looked amazing when I went to it last year. Right shortly after it was painted, it looked sort of redone or whatever they did to it. It looked great. And I don't like social distancing. Yes, absolutely. But you have a guy in a bucket and a guy in a truck. That's social distancing.
That's
way more than he should be able to do that.
When I've seen the construction workers working on Tron, they don't seem to be. It's only like I see 10 people in a huge area.
Yeah,
it seems pretty good to me. Like that they could continue if they wanted to. I don't. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know, but it looked like it would be within guidelines.
Yeah, you would think. Like unless they have to work right beside each other in the same bucket, then that's hard to do.
Right.
But I would think something's going on.
It would be such a great opportunity to start to keep Epcot going because the future's good. The infrastructure is still there to make money. Yeah. Hopefully they can quickly recover from this.
Yeah. The the security's still working, I would imagine.
They have
still have security on land. Yeah. What about like you see these the gardeners have got to be there. Like you don't want to be overgrown. They have to be.
It's amazing. We were thinking the other day how much has to be maintained. Think of every kitchen on property.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just let a kitchen go. It will get overrun with, roaches and rats. So it has to be cleaned, even though it's not used. It has to be ready to accept food when the time comes. The fridges have to be checked, make sure things are defrosted and cleaned. I'm just amazed. Like that's just one of the facets of things that, even the air conditioner. Let's say the Haunted Mansion, for instance. You can't just let it get to 100 degrees in that warehouse that houses the attraction. It has to be temperature controlled. So there's so much still going on. And it's still costing Disney money to do that while they're not making any.
Yeah,
which is what scares me.
And they must have like exterminators checking traps and stuff like that. For sure.
You got
either that or just release a bunch of cats.
Did you ever hear about the cats of Disney?
Oh yeah. I did a show about it actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think that's really cool. And apparently they're very happy cats.
Yeah. They're well taken care of. That's more Disneyland. I have seen them on Disney World property though too. I've seen them at resorts. I've seen them at parks, and I've seen them just wandering around in the middle of nowhere.
I went to Disneyland once, and I went to is it Trader Sam's there still?
Yeah.
In the Disneyland Hotel, and there's a cat just lounging around by where the people are eating, and they tell you, that's our cat. Let me tell you, the friendliest cat ever, fat and happy. I don't know why others have not joined him. He's just him. And I think they call him Tiki or something. Well, there's only one. Trader Sam's has one that decides he wants to. Because I was there for a week and I saw him every day and I didn't see any other cats. He must tell them, listen, this is my spot. Like me, Tuesday at 8 p.m. is my spot. He must tell that to me.
This is I'm the
I'm actually calling. Yeah, I'm actually in talks with Old El Paso and Taco Bell to get rid of Taco Tuesday so that I can, just purchase the whole entire
make it Panda Tuesdays.
Panda Tuesday, exactly.
Perfect. There you go.
I have not heard back from them. Come to think of it, I got to set myself a reminder to call them.
Well, they're busy. They're doing takeouts and stuff. Going to the curb.
I heard Wendy's is running out of beef.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, I'm a fat guy. That scares me.
I don't get that. Now, I guess restaurants are still open, but a lot of restaurants are not open. So you think there'd be more to go around.
Yeah, I guess we're buying it from I know how much I'm paying. Like if I wanted to buy chopped meat from chopped meat beef, like a pound of chopped meat from like the public supermarket out here in Florida. Yeah. It used to be like $6 a pound, maybe $5 a pound. I'm now paying $10, $11 for it.
Oh wow.
So there's definitely, I don't know if it's a supply demand thing or is the supply chain is losing, but it's a little, I'm going to veggie burgers soon.
Yeah, those are expensive too.
They really are.
Those aren't cheap.
I know.
No, that's for sure. I saw a cat at in California in the California Adventure, and there was like a fence. It was kind of like a wooden area, and there was this cat there, just kind of lying. And there's a father and a little boy, and my daughter and we're looking at this cat. And I said to my daughter, I said, "Look, a raccoon." And then the father laughed hysterically, and the little boy looked at me like I had 3 heads.
I would have told him it was an animatronic and see how long it takes for the kids to say no, it's not.
But anyways, okay, we want to talk about what it will take for the parks to reopen. Now, you were saying that Shanghai is opening next month before
Yeah,
we
well,
went
you
on
know,
air?
they're not. I don't see a date. I see it says mid-May in the news, but there could be a date there, which might be the 15th. But yeah, it says Shanghai Disneyland after 4 months will open in mid-May, and they're not being specific about what changes are in effect. They're just saying that there are safety measures in effect, which I have a problem with it all. And let me explain. They'll say,
Okay.
be 6 feet away, wear a mask, do this. And then the news, the real news, scientific fact shows me a person in a restaurant on one side just talking can spread it across the restaurant all the way to the other side. So in that case, really, there's no way to really prevent it, because you can wear a mask, but when you go to eat, you have to take that mask off,
Right.
unless you're an alien. So all these measures still can't completely protect you. So I think there is still some risk, but they have to do, let's say the queue maybe will have taped off areas where you have to remain 6 feet from each other.
And I don't understand how that's going to work. You have a family of 8. That's 6 feet right there. So then I'm the next guy in line. I'm right behind a family of, or am I going to be 6?
No,
I don't know. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. But that
Like in a
family of
grocery
eight,
store, it's one thing. You can have 1, 2 people tops.
that
So
family
you
of
could,
8 already drove to the park in a car, so they're already together, I think.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
for sure. But they're going to take up 6 feet. Then the
Right,
next
right.
foot marker, I'm next in line. I'm right behind Junior. You know.
I think it's easier for the rides if they have the hand sanitizing station as you go in, as you
Yeah.
come out, but you have to hope that people use it. You're going to get children that don't want to put this hand sanitizer on their hands.
Yeah.
I could see them loading something like the Haunted Mansion every other car.
Yeah.
No fireworks shows for people to gather. No
I'm
big
thinking
stage
no
shows.
fireworks. I'm thinking no parades, no
Yeah,
stage shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing is that's also a good cost-cutting measure for them. During this time where they can only have a certain amount of people in the park, no fireworks, no stage shows, no this, no that, is a really good way to mitigate the financial burden of opening the park. So they're opening a not so amazing experience at the moment. You know what I mean? It's going to be just enough to have fun because you miss it, but it's not going to be the same park that we're used to for a while.
And what's frustrating is you read that note from Shanghai Disney opening. It doesn't tell you what's not going to be open, or at least it doesn't yet. That might change.
Right.
They might say,
Right.
before then. But
They did
for
say you have
someone
to
who's
buy
planning their
tickets.
vacation, and Disney's always said, don't expect everything to be operational every time you go, because it's not going to be. They've always said that. They have it on every, anytime you book your vacation, that always pops up that not everything's going to be open. Don't sue us because Haunted Mansion is under, is down or something. So, yeah.
They did say you have to buy tickets to actually get into the park. So you have to make a reservation to get into the park. But I thought that either Japan or Shanghai was like that to begin with. I'm not sure about that.
Well, that begs a good question. Let's say Disney World opens and annual passes are still no longer valid. Okay, currently they're not valid because the park's closed, and they're extending the length of your annual pass, or they're giving you a refund of what's left on your annual pass, are like the two choices you have. So let's say, okay, Disney World's gonna open, just imaginary, July 4th, but annual passes can't come till August 1st.
Okay.
Is that a
That's
possibility?
Weird. I don't think so. I think you'd have a lot of arguments of people at the gate saying, but hey, I have my annual pass.
Yeah,
They
but
may
you're not
say
paying
no, but
for
you
it,
still
though.
have to, no, you're not paying for it. That's true. But
Yeah.
they still may say you need a reservation then for the time.
Yeah. So you have to be on Disney property in order to buy.
And remember, everybody's annual pass month starts a different time.
Right.
So even though you're not paying for it, when they start it up again,
they just extend a month. They just extend a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first month is for annual passes are null and void.
Yeah.
What happens to John then? Does he buy a ticket? Does he wait another month?
Me, I would buy a ticket. I need to see the castle at some point.
Yeah.
Even if I'm wearing a mask, which I never thought about it, but in 95-degree heat, how are we going to wear masks all day?
I was thinking about that. Now, Florida's hot. And sometimes what I've done is I got in a cloth and I wet it and I put it around my neck, or I put it around my forehead to cool down. if you have a cloth mask or a cotton mask, could you not wet it and wear that around your face? That might be a good cooling use.
But you can't. A wet cloth around your face is not the same as a sealed mask. You're not going to leave it on. It's going to get moldy and icky in about 10 minutes, no?
No, it takes more than 10 minutes for mold.
I mean, it's going to get to the point where it's uncomfortable for you.
You get back to your room and
quickly.
you re-wet it. You re-wash it. You go find a washroom. You soak it again with cold water. Put it on again.
Every half hour I would be looking to do that.
Yeah. Just a thought. I was thinking about it because that might be. I don't know. Do you want a soggy, wet thing hanging off your face?
No.
I mean, you wring it out. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. If you get one of those portable fans, you blow on it, it will cool your face right down.
Oh, the fan is great. It'll put the corona right in your nose. That's great. Good idea.
Just push
Wait, what about those kids with the spritzer bottles? They just they'll spritz the corona and the bubbles right in your face.
Oh, geez, those bubbles. I love those bubble machines, but yeah. You know what? Fill those bubble machines with sanitizer. The park will be sanitized all the time. Just have bubble machines going all the time.
That's true.
There you go. 50%, sanitizer, 50% soap. And,
you know what is worrying me? And I know I keep saying the Haunted Mansion because not only do you have a Haunted Mansion background, but it's the stretching room. Are they going to skip it at first? Because you can only put like 6 people in there and be safe.
Yeah. Now, can they just bypass the stretching room?
They can.
Yeah.
I don't want them to because it gets rid of some of the show.
Yeah, but yeah, they could just bypass that. And I was thinking like every attraction you're touching stuff. Don't even talk about the honey wall at Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my!
Don't even go
there.
But every attraction you're touching something. Like even Jungle Cruise, everybody holds that same bar when they step down into.
That bar. Oh my gosh,
and as you're coming off, cast members are putting their hand out to help you get out of the boat. Do they sanitize it between each customer getting onto the boat? That's not logical.
They'd have to. They really need
Or they sanitize your hands before you get onto the boat.
They're supposed to do that. You're supposed to have a hand sanitizer before every attraction and after every attraction.
Yeah. So I mean, the monorail, the Magical Express getting to the park, those are hard to maintain, to clean. I think the Skyliner is probably better.
At some point it's almost like, can I just get it and hopefully get over it so I can live life?
Well, I'm
so scared that you never know. Even healthy people, they just go downhill quick sometimes. You never know what the thing is inside the body that triggers it.
Yeah. The like they're saying that they don't want, like, they're advising seniors against coming for phase 1. Yeah. That's
I know these are your golden years. Don't even come out of your house.
Yeah. It's kind of like I don't know. I see that the airlines are using UV light, and ambulances use UV light to disinfect and to kill all the germs. Maybe something like that could be done. I'm thinking Pirates of the Caribbean. You know how you get off the boat and then you go up that escalator?
Just have UV lights all over the escalator?
Well, not the escalator, but the boats go up on their own escalator.
Yeah.
Have UV lights in that section and disinfect the boats.
The problem is with that is people will tell you that the UV light was bad for them. It's giving them skin cancer.
Well, no, you don't. No, you'll be in a separate part. People go up one escalator, the boats go up the other escalator. Fill that room that the boats go up.
I like that idea, actually.
With UV light. They just kill
like
everything on those boats before
even
the next
Haunted Mansion, the cars have to go through a certain area before they get to the loading area.
Yeah,
that could be all UV light. Speaking of which, my friend Christine Fox, I don't know if you know her.
I think so.
Okay, her husband I think he either made a box or took a fridge, an old fridge, and filled it up with UV lights, and they put all their cell phones and everything in there, and they actually sell on Amazon a cell phone UV light thing that kills everything. Yeah. When I had an aquarium as a kid, we would have the water go through a UV light tube, and it would kill all kinds of organisms in the water.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. UV lights are ambulances use them.
Yeah.
To disinfect ambulances. And now you can't use them on yourself because it will burn your skin like the sun would. Like
will it?
Very quickly. Oh yeah. You can't. You're not. It's not
It's like
safe for you to take the
injecting
UV light and go up
disinfectant.
and down your arm, but
It's like
objects.
injecting disinfectant.
Very similar. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't take the Tide Pod challenge trying to get rid of all the corona in your system. I'm no doctor, but I know not to do that or to even suggest that.
I don't know. Okay.
But
all right. So I like that idea. I do.
Yeah.
But again, it's only taking care of the vehicles, the boats. It's not taking care of everything out of that area.
No, but the more they do, the better it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. They were talking about doing random cleanings on the attractions. That's what Disney was saying, that they're going to randomly clean attractions. The only way I could see that happening is they shut down the attraction every hour, every half hour, every whatever, and wipe down or clean like the UV lighting.
Well, you just said the opposite of random. You gave them a schedule.
Well, I gave them a schedule. Well, it would depend on the attraction. So that would be random based on the attraction. I'm thinking. What do you think about that?
I think they have to. Or
like
it doesn't even have to be the whole attraction. It could be just a couple of vehicles. The vehicles are all numbered. So odd vehicles are getting cleaned now. Even vehicles get cleaned later. The people can get in the other one. Cast member gets into the vehicle and starts cleaning it up.
Well, they do that with the Skyliner before this all happened. They would have a Skyliner not go, and a cleaner would get in and clean all the windows and go for a ride on the Sky. Oh yeah, I've been behind them, and they'll have a cast member cleaning all the windows and sweeping the floor and picking up pieces of garbage and all that, and then they would get off at the station and hop on the next one and do the next Skyliner. Yeah, I've seen them doing that. So, and they don't do it when it's busy, but they do it on the off hours. That is the way they do it. What about guests coming in? They want to check their temperature. There's an easy way to do that.
Okay, and it's completely ridiculous and absurd and worthless, because we've learned that many people can be asymptomatic.
Exactly.
So you don't have to have a fever, and you can absolutely still spread the virus to everybody else. What in the world is taking my temperature going to prove? It's going to prove that some people have a high temperature, or they sat in their car too long before they came to the park.
Well, and it does show that you're sick, or
That's
you
true.
have a high. There's a high possibility that you're sick.
That's true.
And a lot of people, they're going to go. Yeah.
There's so many that could still be sick and not have the temperature that, I don't know, I think it's a waste of time. I think people are going to argue, do it again, wait a minute, I'm fine, I'm telling you, I was just running from the car.
Mm-hmm. Like in Beijing, they have heat scanners that will scan a crowd of people coming onto. They had this even before Corona happened, and they could pick out somebody with a high temperature on this heat scanner. You read the heat signatures of the people, and they could see a person is too hot to ride the subway, and you're not allowed on that subway. Yeah, and they're still using them like now more than ever.
And if they decline, you could probably just stick a murder hornet on them.
A murder hornet?
You don't know the murder hornets? You didn't read about the murder hornet?
Oh yes, the murder hornet. Yes. Did you see the video of how they take care of somebody who refuses to comply in China?
No, tell me.
It was the craziest thing. It was a training video. But a guy pulls up in his car. And they have checkpoints in China. They have checkpoints where they'll check your temperature, random pull you over, check your temperature. So they have a guy going through this thing, and they check his temperature, and it's too hot, and they tell him he has to get out of his car. Well, he refuses, and he tries to drive away. They immediately pull a spike strip across the front of his car. An ambulance backs up to block him getting out. The guy gets out of his car, and another guy comes with a big, huge net, like a butterfly net, and puts it over his head.
That's funny.
Two more guys grab him, they handcuff him, they haul him away, and then immediately a bunch of guys come with this disinfectant spray and spray down anyone who came near him, where he walked, inside his car, all around his handles, everything. They disinfect everything, and it's just a matter of 45 seconds.
In a way, that's good though, because the system doesn't work unless everybody complies, and you can't be more important than everybody else. So you got to comply and do the right thing. But in Disney, wouldn't that be funny? You get the Muppets.
Oh, they come with a butterfly net and put it over your head and haul you down.
Gonzo and Kermit and Piggy with a butterfly net, and
Yeah,
waka
no
waka
kidding.
waka, and they just take you away.
Yeah, that'd be because it's insane how they do that. One of my complaints about Disney has always been hand wash stations are not near the restaurants.
Yes, I agree with that.
I do hope that this puts an end to that.
Yeah.
The Toy Story Land opens, Pandora opens, Galaxy's Edge opens, and the restaurants are not. I mean, they're in the area, but they're not right by the restaurant. And
Yeah.
I'll go, hey, let's go eat. We walk into the restaurant. I'm just about to, oh crap, I forgot to wash my hands.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot eat without washing my hands normally.
Even
And
if
then
you
it's
do
like,
the Plaza
get out of
restaurant,
line,
yeah.
go back to the, and I do carry sanitize with me on a normal basis when I go to Disney World. But I prefer to hand washing. I would rather wash my hands before I eat.
I agree.
And I'm hoping that this puts an end to this ridiculous that they don't have sinks and hand wash stations anywhere near the.
That might be a thing that they add more of. Although I will say the hand sanitizer, you're pretty good if you can get a good dousing of it and keep it on for 60 seconds, 30 seconds. You're pretty good with killing things.
Yeah, I'm a bar of soap type of guy, or liquid soap. I get a good lather going. I'm really good at that. The crap. Huh, I covered almost everything on my list. Ken, you got to cut this out. So Shanghai is reporting to open first. Where do you think we're going to go next? Which park? Or are they?
I'm assuming it's got to be more in Asia first.
I would think, yeah. I would think Tokyo would probably be up there, or Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting. I bet you we're going to watch to see what happens with cases and spikes first before we open.
Before we open. I believe you're right. I think you're right.
I do believe Springs is coming first.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I could see Springs being open, both California and Florida, before the parks. I think that's a given. Would they open Disneyland California Adventure same time? Would they only open one? What are your thoughts there?
I bet you it's going to be Disneyland first and then California Adventure. But I'm just guessing. Yeah. These are all guesses,
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah. No, we're just playing.
I just think to open them both up would be, maybe too many people at once going through the entrances and stuff, and just, let's take.
Or would it be less because they got more room?
That's true. That's true. Well, if they're taking reservations to get into the park, then they're controlling absolutely how many people can come.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you said in the past, I've heard you on other shows saying that Epcot will most likely be the last to open. I kind of have to agree with that.
And if it's not Epcot, it's World Showcases. That's what my thing is.
Yeah. Or even Animal Kingdom. I don't know.
I think Animal Kingdom, you can get, cast members to work it, where the World Showcase, you really need people from those specific countries to keep it authentic.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that's a hard, you still got to train people and get them. We were just talking about training people even on attractions. Let's say you want to hire right now and open up even just the Magic Kingdom. You may have people that don't know one attraction to the next that are coming in. You got to make sure you're hiring back the same people that know and give them a refresher on procedures and things. And now your new procedures, because things are changing. So
well, that's true enough. And they will do that, where they'll have cast members like pop into a different, like fill in somewhere else. I know we bought something at the at a resort, and it was breakable. And we, how Disney wraps their stuff up in that tissue paper, and that they do a great job.
Yeah, a little mug becomes the size of a gas tank. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So my wife bought a mug, and so the cast member didn't know how to use that wrapping machine. She didn't know how to. She couldn't figure it out, and we thought, well, this is kind of weird. Like, why is this such a? This is not working. Like,
so my wife goes, universal.
Yeah. So my wife says, well, you have to push the foot pedal to get it going. And she goes, oh, so she pushes the foot pedal. Then she's able to do it, and she was able to figure it out. She says, I'm sorry, this is my first day working here. I normally work at a different gift shop. We don't have this machine there. She actually was from the parks and she was working at a resort, like filling in. This is just a wrapping machine. This isn't controlling flight of passage or controlling Soren. So they need proper training on everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting. And the longer they wait, these cast members are going to start getting jobs elsewhere.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah. I know we had, and then a lot of them will be like, well, I don't want to go back to work because I live with my grandmother and I'm worried I'll bring it home. And where
sense.
I work, we've had that at my store. I'll have young guys that are 20 years old. I'm not working.
I did hear the cast members have to wear face masks.
Yeah, but the face mask doesn't really protect you. It protects people.
Oh, I totally don't subscribe to that.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe it's a special one-way fabric. No.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it.
If it's going to protect something from getting out, it's definitely protecting something from getting in. Period. End of story.
Good point. I never really thought of it that way. Because I don't wear a mask. I haven't worn one. I've worn one. I made a couple, and I wore one for like 2 hours, and I go, "This is stupid," and I took it off.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's comfortable, and it's not foolproof that anything can get in the sides, but you are protecting yourself too, for sure.
Yeah. I guess it's better than not having anything, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Oh, maybe I should start wearing a mask. Oh boy, because I'm with the public all day long, like 10, 11 hours a day. I'm thousands of people I'm with every day, so
try to wear it for yourself.
I should probably start wearing it. What else did you want to talk about for this the plans?
We were a downer. Let's talk about the positives.
Well,
it's still there.
I think they're going to have sinks by the restroom or by the restaurants, and I'm happy about that.
I agree.
That is something that I've been calling for a long time for Disney to start doing.
I guess some of the positives would be that Ratatouille is almost complete because it was when we left Disney, when this all happened. I saw a picture of the Harmonious barges from Epcot, and they look amazing.
I haven't seen those at all.
Huge barges. So apparently something's, they're still building those barges, I think. I saw people in the photo, and I don't know when the photo was taken, but it looks to be recent. So,
they got to be working in the parks.
There's got to be, because they know that they're going to they got to motivate people to get back to the park too when it opens, because I think some people are going to be scared. I know I'm going to be scared, but I'm still going to do it.
And there's going to be people that are losing money like crazy and won't be able to afford to go to the parks right away.
That's true.
That's true. Do you think attendance will be skyrocketing? People will be clamoring to go, or do you think it's going to be people won't be going? They're going to be either worried or waiting.
I originally thought there'd be more worried in people like me, but when they reopen a beach or a restaurant or something, it's just packed and nobody seems to really know. Listen, if you haven't seen someone in your family on a ventilator, or you haven't heard of a friend that passed away of it, it's very easy to forget it and just live life normally.
Yeah.
So when you're touched by it and you see it close to home, you go, whoa, this is bad, and you don't want to get it. But I think people are going to go. I think it's going to be a lot more than we think.
I think so too. You were in New York during 9/11.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, this kind of reminds me of 9/11. I think like New York was the epicenter of everything that was happening with 9/11, and it's kind of is today. New York is sort of the epicenter, but this is more worldwide, and this is like New York. It was ongoing for a long time, whereas this is ongoing for a long time around the world.
I think with September 11th, though, it happened, it was done, and then you just begin to heal fairly quickly. Starting the next day, you can heal, or at least go through the process of mourning and healing and all that. It looks like it's got to get worse still before it gets better, because as we relax the stuff, we're going to see a little bit more sickness and stuff until the vaccine comes out. So it's still ongoing, and there's still questions, and it's still unknown.
Yeah. Well, Carnival Cruises announced today they're going to start taking bookings for September. Did you see that?
You are only from you. You were telling me about it.
Yeah.
September seems like might be okay.
And
September's.
from what I understand, the sailings are only out of Florida
Right.
for Carnival. So that's a good sign. That
I think that is a good sign. Cruising again is going to be a scary thing. I will have to see that roller coaster go around the track a few times before I get on that one. Like cruises, I will need to see a couple of months worth of cruises, and then I'll be happy to go back on.
Yeah.
But I won't be the first.
That's a good analogy. See the roller coaster go around the track a couple of times. Do you want to be the very first person to ride Tron, or would you rather wait to see
Something like I'm talking about when the coaster breaks and they say, "Okay,
yeah, that's what I mean.
We put the new wheel on." Okay,
we need a test subject for Tron. No one's ridden it yet. John, come here, get in the front seat.
I always joke around that I test bridges. People see me and they're like, "Oh, let me go over it first." Okay, we're good. Come on, everyone.
We're all good. It's all fine. I guess once when one cruise opens up, the other one's going to follow.
Oh yeah, and it's very possible that everybody can be taking reservations for September in just a few days because it's so far away.
Yeah. The Universal Disney World. Who's going to bite the bullet first? Who's going to be the same day? Is someone going to announce? Someone has to announce it first.
They usually follow each other, don't they?
Right.
In this case, Universal has taken the lead and has always said things first, like, we're doing this, we're doing this. So I have a feeling Universal might go first, and maybe Disney wants to see if they mess it up or something. I don't know. But
would Disney wait for a week? Like they can't.
Honestly, I don't think Disney really waits or watches Universal too much.
Yeah, but I mean, like if Universal says, "Okay, we're opening up July 1st," well, Disney can't wait until after July 1st to see how it goes before they announce we're opening. They have to pull the trigger because people are booking vacations. People are wanting to go. I have a flights booked for California in August. I booked them a year ago.
August what?
August, late in August, like the last week in August.
You might be fine late August.
Well, yeah. So I went to go pick my seats, and I can only pick either window or an aisle. I cannot pick a middle seat. It was with Delta. I'm flying with Delta. So I thought that was interesting. That it's August is a ways away yet, but they're
still
due to protective measures. We're only selling windows and aisles, which
it's theater.
Yeah.
How is that protecting anyone?
But don't get me wrong. I love the fact I'm not going to have anybody sitting
I agree with that. I agree.
I hope they keep to that. If very,
Did you hear about the whole theater wars with AMC and Universal?
No.
Stop.
Yes. Universal's releasing straight to video on demand at the same time.
Trolls World Tour on digital.
Right.
I didn't care about it at all, but apparently it did better than the original Trolls did in the theater. Just by coming to digital. So Universal said from now on we will release movies in both the theater and digital at the same time. Right. AMC lost their what and said now we will never show Universal movies in the theater, which to me is stupid.
Yeah.
Universal just showed they didn't need you, AMC, and now you're going to refuse to show their movies?
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah. Would you rather get a piece of pie or no pie? Which one do you want? Those are your two choices.
I think the whole industry is being shaken up by this completely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
If we don't need theaters anymore,
Oh, well. I'm missing the theater more than I am. I hate to say it, more than I am missing going to Disney because, I mean, for you, I understand. You go to Disney on the regular. I go to the theaters on the regular. That's my.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense.
I go to Disney World once, twice, 3 times a year. Maybe Disneyland once every other year. And yeah, sure, I had no trips planned, at least not till August, but I could see how for you, yes, absolutely. I'm missing the parks. I'm missing the theaters. I go to a movie at least a movie a month. Yeah, so I want to get the theaters back open. I want to get the parks back open. I want to get life back to normal. And I think before we know it, everything will be back to normal. And we're going to end this show on a high. And maybe by the time this comes out, everything will be back to normal. Not bloody likey, but we could hope.
Canadian positives.
BigFatPanda.com.
Thank you so much, Tim.
I've been subscribing to your videos well before I ever met you in person, which makes sense, I guess, because why would I want to meet you if I didn't know you? But yeah, check him out. I love the Panda Vision videos. Those are my favorite.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're great. And every Tuesday night after you listen to the Grand Circle Tour live show on StreamYard, you zip over to YouTube, Big Fat Panda, watch his live show, chat in the comments. He'll reply back to you. And if you're moving to Florida, celebratingflorida.org. Geez, I'm sorry, Victor. It's in the show notes. Victor Naraki is the real estate agent you want to have. Thank you for joining us today. And what do you think? What do you think type of precautions that Walt Disney World is going to do and Walt Disneyland is going to do to make it safe for us? Are they going to kick pandas out saying no annual passes allowed for the first month, 2 months, however long? Or are they going to open it up, say, hey, come on in, we want your money, buy stuff, we have stuff for sale? What are they going to say? And with that, have a great week, everybody. Ken, take it away.